morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world and whatever time you are watching this. How are you today? I am Charlene Belusovic, founder of the School of Feminine Healing, and a warm hello to those of you who I already know. And if this is the first time that you're catching me, then welcome. So yesterday I was with a coaching client and we had this really powerful session, and I wanted to share with you some of what came through, as this is something that if we can really hold on to and bear in mind in our lives whenever it is that we want something in our lives, or if ever we find ourselves in this kind of like push or struggle energy, then what I'm about to share with you is going to be really powerful medicine for those moments. So I'm going to start off by asking you, have you ever had something that you want in life, a desire, a goal, a dream, something that you want, and then you begin to move towards that thing? Now, of course you have. You're going to say yes, of course. So then you start to move towards whatever it is, the thing. And no, you are moving towards your joy, you're moving towards your expansion, right? And then life happens. Life happens and all kinds of things can start to happen. Perhaps you get sick, or a family member gets sick or taken ill. Maybe there's a breakdown in a relationship, some kind of change of circumstance, some kind of stress, deadlines, all that kind of stuff, all that life stuff. And then before you know it, it feels like life is in the way, and whatever you wanted, whatever it was that you were moving towards, it starts to feel like you have to really push to get there. The weight of moving towards it starts to increase. So in the beginning, it feels like you're walking along to your destination with the loveliest, most lightweight rucksack on your back, and it's a beautiful sunny day and you feel like inspired and full of hope. And then all of a sudden life happens, and then moving towards what you want, even just thinking about it can start to feel like somehow you are like schlepping this really heavy suitcase with a dead body inside of it up a hill, with clouds that are darkening, and with a storm that is about to hit any moment. And before you know it, it's like this journey is feeling so arduous and it is tiresome, and your body is aching and your hands have become blistered and sore, and the wheels start falling off this suitcase, and then it's raining, the storm hits, and suddenly you find yourself in this state of like total collapse or freeze, or you've like abandoned, run away from the whole thing. And somehow the destination, the goal, the dream, the desire, the thing, it feels even further away, because now not only have you got to deal with the life that was happening, but you now have the broken suitcase to deal with, your aching body, your blistered hands, the torrential rain that has gone seeped into your clothes and is now going deep into your bones, and then this fear of the lightning that is about to strike. And so what actually happens is that we've gone from this open, relaxed, expanded state, and life happens and we move, and then more of life happens, and then we move into this state of kind of contraction, going towards closure, and then before you know it, we're in this overly kind of like contorted, contracted state within us, and we're like, oh God, look at all this life happening right now on top of the life that was already happening, and so I need to protect myself. It's all beginning to feel unsafe. It's all beginning to feel too much, and so I need to go into shutdown. I need to go into contraction. I need to go into closure. And what's happening is we make this progressive shift out of connection mode into protection mode. Now, I want to look at this through the lens of yin and yang. I love yin and yang, and think of yin and yang. There are two energies. They are two energies that govern everything in the material world. Yin is expansion, yang is contraction. And if it helps, you can think of this more in terms of feminine and masculine. And when we are contracted, we begin to close. Our energy is like moving inwards and downwards. Or think about it this way: if you want to activate more masculine within you and get stuff done, So like your masculine is about taking action, being more focused, right? When we want to be more focused, we have got to bring our energy in and get our head down. And then we are in a more yang state. So as life happens, we can start to get overly contracted, and then we're closed, and we become closed. We become closed to our joy from the abundance that's all around us, from source. And then instead of being connected to this energy within us and all around us, we're closed, we're blocked off, we're cut off from it. We're not in the mode of connection. We're in the mode of protection, of like, so we can have a look at this on a nervous system level as well. As life happens, as the uncertainty hits, it's like all these things are happening, and they start to make you feel unsafe. You start to experience like more stress in your system, and you're beginning to move out of your window of tolerance into survival, into these activated or deactivated states in the nervous system, into like survival mode. And we're actually going in and out of this state all of the time. And the more, as it can feel like the more stress is happening, the more that life is happening, the more we can then spend longer out of the window of tolerance and in these modes of like protection. And a lot of the time we don't even know, we don't even recognize that that's what's happening, or that we've shifted into protection mode, that we're actually in protection mode. And when we're in this state, guess what? Moving towards your goals, moving towards your dreams, your desires are going to require you to source energy from somewhere. But because you're not plugged in, because you're not tapped in, you're not open to source, then you have to draw an energy from your own energy supply, which is then limited. And so it begins to feel tiring, it begins to feel heavy. And so protection mode is not the place to move from. It's not the place to make decisions from. The number one priority when you are here, when you find yourself in this mode, is to cross over the bridge back into connection mode. And how do you do that? You have to find whatever it is that is going to make you feel good again. Whatever it is that is going to help you to feel relaxed, to feel expanded, to feel safe. So we're talking about self-regulation, we're talking co-regulation, even group regulation, of you finding whatever it is that you need to come back into this state of, here I am, and I'm connected now. And so in connection mode, it's like, as we're in that state, our yin energy becomes more activated, our feminine energy becomes more turned on, and we open back up to source. Our energy field begins to then expand, and guess what? Moving towards what it is that you want, it no longer feels hard. You feel like you're in flow, and your energy field becomes so expanded that another piece of magic starts to happen, and that is that you actually start to attract the very thing it is that you want towards you. You become magnetic. So when it comes to moving towards what you want, check in and ask yourself, what mode am I in right now? Am I in protection mode, or am I in connection mode? And if you're in protection, get on that bridge and make your way back to connection. Now, if you take actions and move or make decisions from protection mode, it's going to have this frequency of survival underpinning it, versus moving from the connection mode, which has this frequency of like flourishing and thriving. And so getting this is really huge. And if you feel called, I'd love to hear how this lands for you. And as you move towards your dreams, as you move towards your desires, your goals, or when life starts to feel challenging, remember this. Remember this. All right, I hope that this has been helpful for you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. If there is anyone in your life that you feel needs to hear this, then please send it their way. And until next time, lots of love, and I'll see you soon.